We were in Ikea yesterday looking at these two dining tables for Churchgate, a big HMO project. Both perfectly reasonable, decent prices on them. Couldn't make up our mind though, so Victoria has this genius idea. Mike, why don't you make us a nice solid wood dining table instead? Now, I'm not convinced this is the best idea, but she can be quite persuasive. So Saturday morning, very early, I'm on my way to B&Q to buy some scaffolding boards because she saw them on Instagram or Pinterest or something being used for a dining table. And I've said I'll give it a day, see what I can come up with, and I'm assuming 7 PM tonight I'll be going back to Ikea to buy one of the two dining tables we saw yesterday. With the B&Q shopping trip done, it obviously begs the question whether you actually need to build a dining table. I wish I knew the answer to that. It would have made the shopping a hell of a lot easier, but I'll run through a couple of the things that I've got and we'll see where we end up. Obviously you couldn't make a dining table out of scaffold boards without a few scaffold boards. We've got 4 of them here. They're a little bit grubby, but we'll get them sanded down and see what they look like in a minute. I also want to add a bit of colour to the boards, so we have got a wood dye rather than a stain, an American walnut colour that should give it quite a nice rich deep colour. And then on top of the dye we're going to use an interior grade lacquer which should protect the colour and also protect the wood. It's not necessarily fully waterproof, but it should give the table a much more durable finish than just leaving the exposed wood. A big question in my mind at the moment is how we're going to fix the boards together. There's 2 options. We've got a sheet of 18mm plywood upstairs, which I might use underneath the table to hold all the 4 boards together, the full length of it. Or I've also got these timber battens, which I might just cut down into lengths and maybe brace it 3 or 4 times along the length of the table. And then when you add the legs in as well, that should perhaps give it enough rigidity, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Obviously we've got some paintbrushes for applying the stain and the lacquer, and then finally some chunky wood screws to hold the whole thing together, hopefully. You're probably thinking it wouldn't be a dining table without some sort of legs as well. Thankfully I don't need to make them. Victoria found a set of legs in Ikea that she was happy with last night, so assuming this table goes to plan today, we'll pop and get them, and that should just be a quick job to attach them to the underside of the table. I know we've got a pretty big space down here, but I'm a little bit concerned that 2.4 meters is going to be overkill, so I'm just going to lay these boards out in position first of all before we start doing anything to them to see if I need to chop them down at all. I actually think it looks pretty good. I should probably put a dust sheet down before I did that to protect the floor, but other than that, I think we're good, so I'm going to keep them at that length for now. Step 1 is to get the boards tidied up, and you can see on these 2 that I've done so far, I've taken the metal edgings off. They look kind of cool and industrial, but they're going to stop me getting the boards as tight together as I'd like, and they're pretty sharp as well, so I'll probably get a few tenants complaining that they caught their knees or their arms on them. And then I've just sanded the boards right back, so I've got a nice smooth finish and got rid of all the dirt and the junk and the grime that you can see on these 2 as well. So 2 more to go, and then I don't know what we'll do next, but I'll figure it out when I get there. Victoria's shown up to lend a hand this afternoon and decided that she actually quite likes the table, so we are going to crack on with it. I've decided I'm just going to brace it 4 separate points along the length of it, and that should hopefully give it enough structure to hold it all together. It's a moment of truth. That's pretty good. Right, I'm basically done for the day. I've got the first coat of dye on. I think I'll leave it at that. I like the colour that's come out, and then I'll just stick a lacquer on it tomorrow to protect it and go and get the legs from Ikea, and then we'll be done. So, you know, basically just a day's work, and I've saved a fortune, and I think it looks awesome. Sunday morning, just after 8 AM, was up super early. Douglas decided that he's sick, so woke me up at 5 AM, and I can get back to sleep. So I've been down here since about 6. I've got 2 coats of the lacquer done, and I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but it's starting to look really nice and rich. That color is awesome. So go get some breakfast, leave it to dry for a couple hours, and then get the legs on it, and we should be done. And there we have it, a table fit for a king, or at least 9 tenants in what is without doubt going to be the best HMO in Stockport and probably Greater Manchester. I think it looks awesome. I'm delighted that Victoria twisted my arm into doing it, and despite losing the best part of a weekend when the sun is shining outside, I've got a lot of other things done in the house whilst I've been pottering around waiting for dyes to dry and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a productive weekend, and I think the result for what I assume maximum spend is about £150 is phenomenal. Victoria's going to do a bit of a write-up about the whole process, where the inspiration came from, exactly how much we spent on this table, and what the build process looked like. So keep an eye on our website, insidepropertyinvesting.com, for all the details of what we've been up to this weekend. And please like this video, leave a comment below if you've enjoyed it, and always subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. Thanks a lot, guys.